Hi, Greg. Thanks so much for having me here today. How have you been?
Been doing great, John. How about yourself?
Excellent. Thank you. It's great to see you.
You too.
It's a privilege to be here with you today. What do you love about what you do?
There's two sides of it. There's an internal side that I love very much, and that is working with the management team that we have. They collaborate, they cooperate, they work so closely together, and that's very evident to our customers. And our customers see that, and that's what they love about LayerEight. Then there's the external piece of it too, and occasionally I do get a chance to get out and see our customers as much as I possibly can, and that's always gratifying too, to hear what they see, what perhaps we could do better, what needs that perhaps we could fulfill that we're not. So it's the interaction both internally with our own management team and externally with our customer base.
That's fantastic. It's such a great company. Why do you think that LayerEight is different from other IT companies?
Well, it's in our name, LayerEight. The historical interpretation of the IT stack, which defines the hardware, the network, the wiring, all the way up to the internet, is really a 7-stage model. And when we were deciding what to name the company, we thought long and hard about it and had many meetings. And one of the things that we have done historically as a company is we've put the customer first. It's all about the user. The other stuff is interesting, but it's all about the user. And so we said, well, there's really an 8th layer to all of this, isn't there? It's the person behind the keyboard. They're the ones that have to use the network. They're the ones that have to use the software. They're the ones that have to protect themselves against cyber attacks and be concerned with those kinds of things. And so they should be the focus of our business. And that's why we named it LayerEight.
That's fantastic. And that customer first strategy is outstanding, and I can tell you firsthand as one of your customers that we've experienced that.
That's great to hear.
Customer first strategy, so that's fantastic. Greg, if you could talk to the younger you, what advice would you give?
Well, I think, we all go through a journey of enlightenment, whatever that is for each individual, from an educational standpoint, from an experiential standpoint, and from a social standpoint. And I think, many of us started out in a different field, a different discipline, and wind up wherever it is we wind up. And I think many of us can look back and say, gee, I wish I had known where I was going to wind up so I could better prepare for it when I was younger. And I think maybe that would be really the thing that I would advise my younger self is, hey, this is where you're going. Perhaps that should be the educational focus. Perhaps it should be the focus of your interests, and getting more involved in technology and understanding more about technology. Having said all of that, technology has changed so dramatically over the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, that preparing 40 years ago for the job today really would be meaningless. So it really would be a journey of understanding the concepts and then staying in tune with the industry throughout your career, because this business changes so rapidly that it's very difficult to stay in touch with it.
Sure. That's great, Greg. I want to tell you that as one of your customers, United Way of the Adirondack Region, we've been able to expand our work and make our operation more efficient, which helps us serve the community, people in need. And that's what it's all about, and your support and your leadership has helped us do that. We're grateful for that.
Yeah, and we very much appreciate your business, certainly, and I think that's one of the lessons for us is that virtually every business in the Plattsburgh area, every business in the Adirondack area needs managed services to some extent in order to make sure that their networks are protected. That you use the word, John, efficiency, that they're working to their maximum efficiency, and that they are abreast of the latest and greatest technology that's available to them. And that's what we try and do, is not only act as a as the mechanic, okay, for your network, but also as a trusted advisor, letting you know perhaps what you should be doing, what you could be doing, and how to make your operation that much more efficient.
Absolutely, and nonprofits are often focused on serving people as they should be, but it's important to recognize that your back office and your operation needs to be supported in the right way, like you and your colleagues provide. That gives nonprofits a better platform in which to serve the community. So congratulations.
Good. Well, thank you.